From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
I'm Corey Hartfield, and this is NT Daily News. Gianna Geese speaks about her experience as she is celebrating her 20th anniversary being a rabies survivor, along with Dr. Rodney Willoughby describing the effects of rabies.
It did manage to stretch over and bite me in the finger, and that hurt. The mark on my finger was literally just a pinprick. I mean, it wasn't bleeding, it wasn't open at all, so we just cleaned it with peroxide and kind of left it.
Most people die within 2-3 days of presentation, and it's really 100% fatal. Most rabies patients die because the brain overstimulates the heart and causes it to stop. Whenever you improvise, odds are against you. So I was very worried.
Since late March, more than 40% infected cow herds have been found in 9 states. According to the U.S., the Department of Agriculture, researchers have also faced the question of how the virus was infecting cows in the first place. Experts in the United States and Denmark took on the task of figuring that out. Their findings shows cows have the same receptors for flu viruses as humans and birds. Scientists fear cows could be mixing bowls, hosts that help the virus learn to spread better between people. While a rare event, experts say that could put us on the path to another pandemic. Avian flu viruses have decimated commercial poultry flocks in the U.S. because pigs are known to catch bird flu viruses. Swine have been closely monitored for signs of infection, but cows weren't on anyone's radar as potential hosts. The U.S. government has a new plan to play farmers to prevent spreading of bird flu in dairy cattle. Over the next 4 months, the government will pay up to $28,000 per farm to support specific steps needed to stem the spread of H5N1. Payout incentives will also go to producers that supply personal protective equipment to their workers and workers that are participating in the CDC research. Right now, health officials say the virus presents little threat to humans, but warn that the spread is risky since the virus could mutate into one that eventually impacts people. Protesting at college universities have been more frequent, as well as students being arrested during protesting. Jessica Crawford reports the events that happened in Colorado.
This was the scene early Tuesday evening. Protesters outside the MSU Denver Advanced Manufacturing Sciences Institute building. Inside the building, a handful of protesters sitting in a circle surrounded by law enforcement. Denver 7 saw 2 people handcuffed. One person appeared to be dragged out by law enforcement. Another was cuffed and walked out of the building by an officer. We spoke with a protester who brought a megaphone to the scene.
They approached us before the arrest. I think some faculty member came around and was telling people, they're going to arrest you if you don't clear out to outside. You can be out there, you just can't be in here. So, you know, it's a sacrifice. Change takes sacrifice, right? So these young, incredibly brave people that are still in there, that chose to stay in there to send a statement to Janine Davidson, to our area campus, they're my heroes. I look up to them, and they're probably, I don't know, 18, 19. It's incredible. But when I heard that, instantly I felt scared, right? That's a traumatizing thing to go through, being arrested. It's a type of trauma.
Organizers are asking all colleges at the Auraria campus to meet their demands by this week. Those demands are to divest from corporations operating in Israel, reject any funds from organizations with ties to the Israeli military, end study abroad programs in that country, and disclose financial investments.
People will continue with precaution after some people who protested in Colorado were arrested. Locally here in Denton, a pro-Palestinian protest occurred at the university. UNT student Connor Nielsen captured footage of the protest that gathered 860,000 views on Twitter, also known as X. Connor gives his insight on covering footage of the protest.
I think as a college student, I want to be able to show people what's going on at college. There's a lot of things going on in the over in New York and UT Austin, seeing all those people post videos and talk about what's going on there, the encampments and all that. But I kind of wanted to showcase what's going on here.
I'm Corey Hartfield, and NT Daily will return next semester.